Hey guys, this is Sandeep again, and hope you all are doing good. It's been a while since we met on the last video, which was about a couple of months ago. Today, I wanted to briefly touch on something I've been thinking about for the last few months. I always feel like I am short of time for some reason. I always feel like there's not enough time for me to achieve my goals. Um, so I wanted to briefly discuss how I tackle things. And I wanted to also get your comments to see how you guys do it. I always prioritize my tasks. What do I mean by that? I exactly know what I need to work on. I just don't work on, if I have a list of 10 things that I put together, I don't go one by one by one by one and just strike off all the things from the top. I kind of know which ones are the priority and which ones are not. So that's how I tackle it. That kind of drives into a mode of effectiveness rather than efficiency. Efficiency is good. No, I mean, if you can get 10, out of 10, if you can get 9 things done in a day, great. But if you can get 5 things that are most impactful out of that list of 10, then you'd be much better off that way. So that's number one. And I've always hustled and worked even when I was doing mundane things or things that are necessary. For example, if I was dropping my kids off to their classes, I would just not sit there while they were at their game or like a training or math class or a English class or something like that. I would just, while they were doing their thing, I would do my thing, meaning I would send emails or I would plan out for what I'm going to do next week, or I would get stuff done that is important and takes away my other time if I didn't do it then. Or if I was just ordering food, let's say at a fast food place, or maybe if I was waiting around just by myself and if I didn't have anybody with me, then I would just not waste time there, right? Because all that stuff helps you. I've seen many people, most of them are still my friends, and when they go drop their kids off to a training center, then they just wait there, right? Again, that's their choice. Nothing wrong there. But if you want to be more effective and get more things done, and if you want to have a little bit more time while doing all these things, then you got to do things like this, things where you have to take full advantage of time, because you can't say I can't take my kid to a training class. That's something that you have to do, and while you're doing it, if you can get your work done too, then that goes a long way in life. Now, um, if the goal is pretty big, you always feel like, man, I really don't have time to make this much of quantity happen, right? What I do for that is just break it down into some significantly smaller chunks. That'll help you understand what those smaller bits are. But as the time progresses, I think you will get a clear picture of where you're trying to go. And most of the time, it's not really very clear until you get past 50 or 60% stage, but that's fine. That's part of the process. Also, one thing I do to save my time is I use the calendar, the Outlook calendar. I use it like very religiously, meaning if it's not on my calendar, that's not happening. So I know exactly what I'm going to do for the whole week next week. I'm going to add a few things, delete a few things as I go. But if that's really not on the calendar, most probably that's not happening, including the like doctor visits for my kids and stuff like that. That has to be there on my calendar. So I'll tell my wife to put stuff on my calendar. If she expects me to be at that event, then it has to be on my calendar. Also, there's a lot of apps you can use if you're going somewhere with your friends. Use Google Maps, or find out an app that can track traffic so you can save time there. So these are all the things that are basic things that you have to do these days. And again, like it's not like I don't waste time. I waste a lot of time, but I waste time after my work hours. When I'm working, I'm just like a lion. I'm just very focused. I am there to do that task. I want to get things done during the daytime. after, let's say 5 or 6, when I'm just hanging out and relaxing, I don't really care. Just I take it easy. I am recharging for the next day, so that when I go there, I am actually working with full intensity. It's like a sport. When you are playing a sport, you just don't go there to just pass time, right? I mean, you go there to win. So you kind of have to have the same mentality. And if you do that, then also at that, you're getting better at things. If you do that kind of work at that intensity, then you're getting better at your skill, obviously, which actually saves time for you. Grazing like a sheep, it's not going to work like that properly for you. When you're working with full intensity, just like the sport, take breaks. Take those 15-minute break, 10-minute break, recharge yourself, and again, when you get into it, get in it with full intensity. um, Remember, intensity is the key there. So these are the things that I typically tend to do in my work day. And like I said, I want to hear from you guys what you guys do to save time, better yourself, and how do you feel like you have more time than you need. That's the thing that I want to know. I haven't figured that out yet. That's why I'm making this video. And please comment and let us know how you save time and almost feel like you have more time than you need. That's the stage that I want to get to. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you watching. Take care.